This video is meant to be a reference video and not a mainstream production. It's meant to just explain this channel's mission and what's my point, and a few of the potential questions some may have about SAEBORWOLF. Now, why did I start SAEBORWOLF? Some time ago, I actually saw a video where this man it was supposed to be his last video, and he was telling his son, who apparently had a massive heart problem and needed a heart transplant. As anybody can imagine, finding a heart for a heart transplant is not exactly the easiest thing in the world. So the video was set up in such a way where the father was giving his heart to his son. And it was a very powerful video because as you're watching this video, you're thinking that this is the last time this man's ever going to be seen. And he's giving his heart to his son so that his son can live and sacrifice himself in the process. Now, I later found out the video was a fake. It was an aspiring actor, someone who was trying to get noticed in the world and all that. And I thought, wow, he did an excellent job. So if you're watching this video, awesome. Did a great job, man. But it made me think. I am a single father of an 8-year-old son who I co-parent with 50-50. And I have a great relationship with the mother, and we raise an absolutely amazing child. My relationship with my son is absolutely incredible. I love my son with every molecule in my body. And with that said, the thought always lingers in a parent. What if something happened to me? Now, my son's 8 years old, so yes, he would remember me, but 8 years old, you're not going to have a ton of memories if I were to go today, for example. It made me think that I wanted to pass on my experiences, my thoughts, and my beliefs and who I am to him, so that if anything did happen, he has something to reference to. So at first I thought about just doing plain videos that were not going to be a YouTube channel or anything like that. Just do plain videos and just kind of talk and have concise messages for my son to reference to. And there's always been that lingering desire to start my own YouTube channel and actually do videos for myself. And so it was kind of a journey, of thought here. Like, what if I could combine these two? And it's a weird animal, I have to admit. And so it took me some time to kind of figure out how I wanted to package this. Because if I do anything, I want to do it right. I want to do to the best of my ability. And although the beginning, it would always look kind of like crappy probably. But over time, you get better and better in your craft, right? And so that was the motivation for me wanting to start SAEBORWOLF. Plus, through my whole life, I've always had friends, and a lot of people tell me that, even if I disagree with you, you really have an interesting and unique point of view. I'm the guy that usually people like to have deep conversations with, and I like being that guy. So there's my motivation for starting this channel. Now, what's the focus of SAEBORWOLF? Let me start off by saying this first before I explain anything else. I'm not looking for you to agree with everything I have to say. Shocking, isn't it? So every time I put out a concept or a type of video, I'm not looking for a bunch of bobbleheads. People say, yeah, I agree with that, and everything I have to say. My point of view extends very far, and I have very different beliefs and very different things. I'm not here to wave a political flag. I'm not here to wave a religious flag. I'm here to present concepts. I'm not going to tell you that I am right and you're wrong. I'm going to present with what I believe. Boldly, I will present it. But at the end of the day, it's what I believe. We all believe something. But this one fact needs to be very clear. I'm not here to wave your political flag. I'm not here to wave your religious flag. Okay? I'm not here for you to agree with everything I have to say. If you don't understand that, then you missed the entire point of this channel. I want to challenge you. I want to challenge the way you think. I hope you challenge me, because I love learning. I love growing. I love being challenged at the deepest stuff. And every once in a blue moon, I find somebody who can really get to some of my root beliefs and challenge them. And I love that. I love it. It's great. I learn. I'm not off in a corner crying about it. Great. Talk to me and handle it like adults. All right. This platform is not a platform. And this is to my audience, and I will respect it to the best of my ability. But this is not a platform to belittle each other. Okay. When I look in the comments section, there's no sense in throwing stones at each other. Okay. I don't want to see that. I'll see it, but I don't want to see it. There's no sense in fighting. Okay. It really isn't. It's stupid, especially over the internet. But I'm not here to belittle anybody. Now, offense, like beauty, is in the eye of the beholder. There are a growing number of people out there who are looking to be offended. Seek and you will find. Okay? If you're looking to be offended, then those types of people will definitely find offense in one of my videos, and probably more than one. And that's fine. Have fun with that. If you want to be offended, that's fine. But this is not a platform that's meant to belittle anybody. If you're here to listen to an interesting perspective for your own personal growth, then yes, this is the channel for you. So what's my focus? Life. Past, present, future. Mainly I approach religious, philosophical, and scientific concepts, and I talk about them and how they apply to us today. I don't always run to the statistics and try to dissect these very specific definitions. Actually, I do quite the opposite. I go back, I withdraw, and look at the principles behind it. Intelligent people are able to take simple things and understand them in a complex way. Wise people take complex concepts and make them simple again in a way that takes you to really a higher level of understanding that one thing, whatever it may be. And that's where I'm at. Will I branch out and do other types of videos? Quite possibly. One can never really predict the evolution of their channels. Now, why the name SAEBORWOLF instead of your own name? Yeah, well, here's the thing. SAEBORWOLF actually is a name I came up with a long time ago in my youth. And so it's the name always stuck with me. I love it. Me and my son, we both love wolves. I've worked with wolves in a wolf sanctuary for a short period of time. And it's not obsession or anything. It's just something I love. And so with the name and my personal interest, honestly, I didn't really want to put my name out there. I have no desire for my name to be famous, and I have no desire for that. At the end of the day, really, I'm doing these videos not to make me famous, but really it's about the message. To me, I hold the message more important than me in this concept. So why do I use filters in my videos? Well, very simply put, when I was looking to build my own channel, I was doing a lot of research and I was studying other channels to see how other people did their channels. And in that process, I saw a lot of videos where the videos just became like another person in front of a camera. That's the way it came across to me. I don't want to be another face on your computer screen. And so I wanted to style this differently. I'm not here to try to follow any video editing rules necessarily. I'm not looking to follow and do what everybody else does. At the end of the day, the message is really what's most important, not what color filter am I using and all that. And so really it's just for me to add my own personal touch to things. Possibly I'll change it in the future, who knows. Today I consider myself somewhat of an artist, not of cinematography or of video editing or anything like that, but an artist of thought. And what I want my craft to be is to provoke thought. And so along with that, these videos are styled in such a way that I want to make them where they're different, well done, unforgettable. Now, my life experience and the relevance of that experience to this channel, I'll explain. I'm an American. I spent 6 years in the military as an infantry soldier. I did one of the hardest jobs in the military, and I trained with some of the hardest units. After that, I traveled the world, and many times with very little money. Honestly, from an early age, I was really never designed to kind of follow the flow. I've never been that way. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I like wolves, because they do things their own way. They follow their own rules. I've been to 16 countries, and I lived in 6 of those countries for either a short period of time or longer. During those stays, And during my travels, it really has opened up my mind to a lot of things. Because when I go to another country, I do my best to get into the mindset of the people, to understand their language, to understand their culture, to see things how they see it. That to me excites me. I've been outside of the United States for more than half my adult life, and it's not because I don't like the States. It's actually, I just love being in foreign countries. And the challenge of learning more about the world, other cultures, and people. And as I said, I did this with very little money most of the time. In fact, my whole life has always been kind of a thing where if there was an easy way to do something and a hard way to do something, I would pick the hard way. I always wanted to face the toughest challenges. I wanted to see what I had. Now, I've spent a life doing that. Now, I'm older. I don't look for the hard way, although sometimes it finds me quite easily. But I do appreciate the lessons that living hardships have taught me. And so you will hear more about my life experiences as we go on throughout the videos, but just kind of give you a taster of where I come from. You know, I'm kind of a brute. I've lived hard stuff. And to me, I've come to a point in my life where the things that make people uncomfortable and make people cry and whine, the world cries and whines about silly shit. And it's funny. It's funny because we're so nestled in our comfortable lives that we don't understand the very basics of life. We're not in touch with the way this universe is designed for us to live in it. Somehow humanity thinks that they have risen above of the universe's design for our lives. And I think it's interesting. We'll get more into that topic, you know, in future videos. Now, the $1,000,000 question. What is my political stance and my religious views? Wouldn't you like to know? Believe it or not, my beliefs are connected to all non-violent ideologies in one way or the other. Religion and philosophy have always been like the topics that have interested me the most, and I have done a personal study of those since I was a teenager. I was reading university psychology books at the age of 14, and outside of that I have other interests such as anthropology, sociology, even astrophysics. The infrastructure of the universe and our place in it has always been of great interest to me and something that I never grow tired of learning. So what's the answer to my religious and political stance? My response is it's irrelevant. All sides usually have a good point in certain areas. And so really I find it pointless to invest myself into one side or the other because I may like what this one side believes in this area, but in these other areas, not so much. So why would I plant my flag or wave their flag and say, woo, I'm for this team? It's bullshit. I don't do that. And I see the majority of people do that. It's not for me. Not for me. I do have very strong beliefs. Actually, I'm very passionate about what I believe. And I've spent countless years, I would say more than the average person, in my opinion, contemplating why I believe what I believe, challenging my beliefs, changing them in some cases, but I'm always happy to grow and learn. So I don't pretend to know everything. I believe what I believe and hope to take you on a journey of thought with me. If this sounds like you, then follow me on all my platforms. Click subscribe or like and join me. And I look forward to seeing you out there in the ether. Thank you so much. SAEBORWOLF out.